kindergarten friends. I am going to read you this book today, and it is called Welcome Fall Apples. And if you look right here at the bottom on the front cover, you can see the author's name, which is Marilyn Easton. Now, Marilyn Easton is the author, which means that she wrote this book. She wrote all the words in this book. There is not an illustrator in this book, which is sometimes what you find when you have a nonfiction book. This is what you would call a nonfiction book because it is a real story about real things that can actually happen. If you look at the front cover of this book, you may notice that these are real pictures of real apples. It's not drawn like somebody was drawing a picture. This is actual photographs, which is something you see sometimes while you are reading a nonfiction story, like this one right here about apples. So, I'm going to read you this book today so we can learn some more things about apples, since that's what we're talking about this week. Here is the title page, Apples. Apples grow on apple trees. They can be found in orchards. And there's a picture of an orchard right there where there's a lot of apple trees that grow there. On the outside of the apples is the skin. The stem is on the top of the apple. This is the part of the apple that was attached to the tree. So the skin is the outside. It's the part that you can touch. And then right here is the stem, which you can see is attached to the tree. Under the skin is the flesh or fruit. The skin and the flesh are the parts of the apple that people eat. At the center of the apple is the core. Inside the core are the apple seeds. So it shows us the fruit right here, which is also called the flesh, the part that you eat. And this is the inside of the apple. And you notice that there are seeds. Do you see what shape those seeds make inside the apple? A star, you're right. An apple seed is planted in the soil. A sprout grows out of the seed, and the sprout turns into a sapling or young tree. A new apple tree does not have fruit yet. It takes 3 to 5 years for an apple tree to grow apples. And then once they're planted, an apple tree can grow apples for about 100 years. Here's a picture of an apple tree that's growing apples. In the spring, the apple tree has leaves. It also has white or pink flowers. Each flower makes seeds. The flower's petals fall off. A tiny ball is left on the stem. That tiny ball is a tiny apple. Over the summer, the apple grows bigger. In the fall, it is time to pick the apples. And it says right here that apples are picked by hand because they bruise very easily. There are about 7,500 different kinds of apples. Around 2,500 kinds of apples are grown in the United States. And it tells me right here, a fun fact about apples is that the state of Washington grows more apples than any other state. Some of the most popular apples in the United States are Red Delicious, Golden Delicious, Granny Smith, Gala, and Fiji apples. Different kinds of apples have different flavors. Gala apples are sweet, and Granny Smith apples are sour. Some people use apples to bake apple pie, applesauce, apple juice, or apple butter. Other people just eat apples picked right from the tree. Okay, so here is my question I want you guys to talk about with this book. What was this book all about? Think about that for a second. Was this book all about cats? Was this book all about dogs? Was it all about apples? You're right. This book was all about apples. Everything in this book talked about apples. It talked about what they look like. It talked about how they grow on trees. It even talked about the ones that we can eat and different kinds of things that you can do with them. So I would say that the main idea of this book is apples. All right, boys and girls. Well, I hope that you're learning all different kinds of fun things about apples this week, and I will see you later. Bye.